Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my June wrap up. I read a good amount of books in the month of June, at least for me. So I'm going to try to give you just kind of a brief summary and what I thought of each book as quickly as I can because I don't like my videos to be that long. So that being said, the first book that I read was Kill River by Cameron Roubique. I will put a picture because I read this on my Kindle. I don't have a physical copy. I absolutely loved this book. It was fantastic. It is a summer slasher that takes place in an abandoned water park. It was perfection. And I'm super excited that it's one of the books that the host chose for the Bloody Beach read along that's taking place this month and next month. I'll be reading Kill River 2 in August. So I am very much looking forward to that. If you haven't read Kill River yet, get on it. The next book I read was The Mist by Stephen King. I talked about this and Kill River in a previous video at the beginning of the month. The Mist is a great summer read. It takes place in Maine during the summer when it's very hot. A big storm comes rolling through, knocks the power out in the area. People go to town to get supplies, and then all hell breaks loose. There's a lot of atmosphere in this story. There's a lot of tension. There's a part in it that I really did not like at all, and I also loved the movie way more than the book, but I think it's still worth a read. Next, I read Golf Curse by Cameron Roubique. Here's the photo. This one, again, is another slasher horror book, but it takes place on a golf course. This one had some really fun and also realistic characters. The characters in this book are a little bit older than the characters in Kill River. It teaches you a lot of things about how to maintain a golf course, which you might think would be kind of boring, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was all pretty interesting. It also takes place in the 80s and it's full of nostalgia. I really like that the author adds a song list at the end of the book with all the songs that were mentioned in the book or songs that go along with the book. I think Cameron Roubique is an absolute genius when it comes to killings and murders. I think he should be writing for Hollywood movies. After I read this book, I watched I Know What You Did last summer, and it kind of gave me those vibes. His killings gave me the vibes of like movie killings, and I think he just does an amazing job at coming up with unique and insane ways to kill people, and I think that's really awesome. Next, I read Jaws, which I have a whole video where I talk about what I think about Jaws. I didn't love this one. We all kind of know the story of Jaws, although the book is very different from the movie. It's almost a completely different story. And I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I did not love the book. So yeah, if you're interested in more of my thoughts on that, check out my Jaws triple feature book review. After that, I read Close to Shore by Michael Capuzzo. Loved that book. I also talk more about that one in my Jaws video. That one is a nonfiction book about the shark attacks that happened off the Eastern Shore in 1916. Had lots of great, fascinating details, very deep dive into history, which is something I love. So I really love that book. Then I picked up In Harm's Way by Doug Stanton. There's the cat. This one absolutely blew my mind. It is the most horrific and disturbing, upsetting book I've ever read in my life. I read a lot of horror, as you guys know, and there has never been a horror book that has freaked me out and upset me as deeply as this nonfiction book about the sinking of the USS Indianapolis. I give that book 5 stars. I recommend it to everyone. It again is a deep dive into history and the people and what happened, and yeah, be prepared to cry if you're going to read that one. So this last one kind of really doesn't fit in with everything else that I read this month, but I really wanted something that was lighter and just easy to listen to and fall asleep to. I love listening to books when I'm falling asleep. Also listen in the car a lot, but this one was like my nighttime read or listen, and that is 9 Perfect Strangers by Lianne Moriarty. She writes Big Little Lies, The Husband's Secret, What Alice Forgot. I absolutely love her. I think she is a fantastic writer, and as I was listening to this story, it occurred to me she reminds me a lot of Stephen King, and here's why. She writes characters the way Stephen King writes characters. She really gets into their heads, and you know, everything they're thinking and what they're feeling, and I love that kind of stuff. This one is a mixed bag when it comes to reviews. People seem to love it or hate it. I think people who like character-driven stories like this, and people who don't want, 100 pages of what people are talking about and thinking, aren't gonna love it. It's basically about a group of people who all have very messed up lives. They all have gone through traumatic things, and they decide to go to a wellness center for 10 days, kind of in the middle of nowhere in Australia. As I mentioned, I listened to this, and the woman who narrated it was amazing. She was Australian, and I absolutely could listen to her talk all day long. So once they get to the wellness center, they have to give up smoking, drinking, processed foods, sugar, all of that stuff. They're given smoothies and healthy things to eat. They have to do exercise and Tai Chi and yoga. They get spa treatments. It sounds amazing. The whole time I was listening to it, I was so relaxed and wishing I was at a wellness center. I just really enjoyed listening to their issues, why they were there, and how the spa was helping them while they were there, or not helping them in some cases. It's categorized as a thriller, and I'm not sure why. I think it's just completely contemporary fiction. There's really not a thriller aspect in the story at all, so that could be a little misleading. If you're looking for a straight thriller, this is not it. But yeah, I really enjoyed all of the characters and finding out all the details about them. I just thought it was a really enjoyable read. And that's it. That is all the books that I read in June, which for me is a lot. Let's see if I can keep that going in July. I already have a few books going on right now at the moment, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys had a fantastic June, and I will see you guys later. Bye.